Thank you, Lou. Excited to see how this matchup's going to go. Both teams getting off to a bit of a shaky start. I think definitely eyes on Heretics, though. Didn't expect to see them here, especially not in the fashion they arrived. But, Tom, it is very important for them, for this entire stage, for kickoff, that they not only win today, but that they win convincingly.
Yeah, it already seems like that lower bracket is starting to get a little bit brutal. And as said, they're a squad that really shouldn't be in this position. We expected them to come in hot to trot. They've only made one change. That change is bringing in a duelist everybody has been excited about, been talking about, even if on Mates he had ups and downs. Those ups were normally dropping like 20+ kills and a half. And he looked very out of place in that previous game. I also want to put a focus on Woot, because you get this guy, you had him as a secondary duelist quite a bit last year. His worst duelist of every duelist he has played is Yoru. Wow. And by a fairly considerable margin as well. I think his next lowest is like 230 ACS. His Yoru is 200. Like, he's having a rough time. So if that's the decision by the Heretics coaches, management, whatever, to bring in a guy that doesn't really fit what you need, like bringing in that Yoru, I now need to see Woot prove that his Yoru is good enough for him not to just be playing something else. Just put him on an ISO, he'll kill everyone. Exactly.
Oh, well, not a bad start for Benji Fishy. Audaz has been deleted with an attempted push down C long for that information. ULF have been denied it. They look instead towards Garage. One player out, a second joining. Quickly fading out. I love that. That's a beautiful bait. Favian has been set up here. They shouldn't expect him to be in the corner, but Benji's checked it anyways. He caught a glimpse of him on the edge of his screen, and well, that trap play very nearly sprung onto Heretics. Instead, they're in a 5 versus 3.
It's already not looking the best in the pistol. Neki at least in a position maybe to try and surprise them. He's gonna try. Ooh, it's not pretty. A lot of damage done, a lot of low HP players, but nobody falling over on the Heretic side just yet. Demo. Oh, the swing out from Boost, gonna give him one for free, but he now needs every single player on the block. And it will be Benji and Woot to close things out. 1-0 in favor of Heretics. And I also, obviously, I think the desk have sort of set this up as it is with this match. Like, you are talking about a team playing with 2 stand-ins who came in as an Ascension roster. The 2 players they have missing are their 2 best players. I would say especially like Sop. I think he's been someone that's been lighting up Ascension all the way through. Expectations are almost 0. For Heretics, the polar opposite. Like, realistically, we were talking before, what is our line in the sand? I said mine's around the... If they lose more than 8 rounds a map, I'm starting to worry about them for the rest of the year.
And it does sound mean to say that,
yeah, for sure.
Mean-spirited towards ULF, but the reality is, as you highlighted, they have so many disadvantages coming in. Their opening matchup didn't look convincing. It didn't look like any hope in terms of coming up against a squad with the caliber of Heretics. And so if we see Heretics stumble, struggle here today, it is going to, even if they come out with the W, even if they take that 2-0, 2-1, if it's a struggle, worries start to pop up because there seems to be a power level difference, at least on the assumed one. And a flying start from Benji Fishy. He's having a good day, at least to boot here.
Yeah, and he's baited them to almost just push him and avoid the rest of the team who are now on the A side. I think that the only interesting thing really for ULF is the 2 stand-in players, like Stern and Dema. This is sort of like the worst possible interview you could go into ever. It's like Alan Sugar's sat on the other side of the table, and you're trying to basically prove that it's worthwhile. No, he's not. Well done, Dema. Well done. Ace denied. But yeah, this is you trying to almost make a name for yourself. Obviously, a lot of the Turkish league is stacked, so a lot of the quote-unquote best talent are locked into teams. I look at a team like Eternal Fire. Their players were not going to sub in for 2 months knowing that they're not going to get to play in the league the second that's over. So it's these players maybe trying to make a name for themselves is the one thing that you can kind of look at as, okay, maybe this guy comes back to tier 1 because of his performance. But other than that, it genuinely is like, okay, how much damage can you do? How much fun can you have? And can you make some of these games a little bit more interesting?
I think Demer as well is a decent highlight. He's had a tough showing to start out down on that stage, but the reality is, you know, especially stepping up to this level.
Last board. Take a deep breath if you need, bro.
Yeah, it's
I need a
He's
drop.
definitely going to be a player I have my eyes on. A 3-1 start. Confidence.
Yeah, he's already got an op.
But he started with an operator in round number 3. Crazy investment, you would think. Is he going towards Garage with this? The stun certainly to slow them. But yeah, he's looking for the fight. Comebacks running it down with the squad at his back. And it looks like there's going to be a crunch from ULF. They've sent a lot of players into this position, but Stern, was he a little ahead of the pack, or was that a shot through a wall?
Whatever it is, it's not gone well, especially with some of the weaker weapons. Waddle's now looking to potentially get aggressive on the other side, might be able to catch out. Ooh, and there you go. That's at least one.
Where is everyone?
The deal is going to get Benji. Now it's the rifle and the peek through from Neki. Knew it was on the other side, tried to catch him off guard and failed. Some individual plays that have been feeding Benji additional kills, and they know exactly where their opponents are. Orders with a nice singular shot, but that's a post plant once again. Weapons already upgraded, and what is looking like a 3-0 start, because Mitch, as you mentioned, that operator, it's not great now.
Yeah, it's not going to be fantastic on the retake, is it? A 9-1, man. Benji's on it again. It was a 3K, a 4K. Come in with 2 to start this one, but Demmer's still drawing breath, and Benji is going to be the one sent out to try to catch him early. Already heading his way towards that C site to cut him off. There's nowhere to go. Demmer, 26 HP. They just need to land that singular shot on him, and he will be going down. And it's Benji looking for his 10th in round number 3 to do it, man. And op dropped out of play as well. Huge impact from this man. In the first 3 rounds, he's on double digits. Madness.
Yeah, he had a bit of a rough start. Obviously, a slightly different opposition here today than what we saw in their opening match when they faced off against Na'Vi.
I don't know, bro.
Thanks for the input. We appreciate it, Benji. But something at least a little bit interesting. Obviously, Afron Fire has gone back to this ULF team, a man who is very well known within the Turkish scene. And yeah, you can see the list of players that has worked under him. Definitely a solid coach, someone I'm excited to see more of when they have the full roster. I think for now, it's can he pull some pieces together, maybe throw in a surprise here and there. I think also for the other 3 players, this is just a chance to get used to EMEA. Like, it's a different beast. You're going to come up against tougher opposition week in, week out. You're going to play on the stage regularly. And I think that will work nicely for them because you gain that confidence and your 2 other players come in and go, oh, I know everything. Like, oh, this is how we get to here. You know the little bits of the studio. Like, it reduces a lot of the stress when they can play in stage 1. Oh, that's unlucky. 145.
Not ready yet.
I feel like there's nothing worse in this game than a 145.
I'd say a missed shot. It's a little worse for me, but you know, I just like to
Not if that player doesn't die.
Right
That's
here.
true. Yeah, if he doesn't go down, I'm getting
I was
mad
also
at my
going to say
teammates.
maybe TPing and falling off the map, which yeah, we saw yesterday.
Yeah, that would be unfortunate if that were to happen. Demmer, this isn't going to be the round that we judge him by, that's for sure. Oh, goodness, there we go. Got there in the end. Boo's low from that earlier
Yeah, it's
145.
still low.
Boots being tagged up. You know,
left.
there's a chance here. Beautiful timing. And another tag. And a shock dart sent through. The bounce isn't quite good. It won't catch the kill. But Rianz has gone down this round. Not done yet. In fact, it's Benji Fishy who might have to be the hero yet again. He's the only one with full HP. Or anywhere near it.
Cage triggered.
Tapping that defusal, trying to bait them in. A lot of players spamming. Now the second tap, and maybe makes them believe this already to half. I wonder what it takes for someone to go through. Benji's run out of bullets. Benji's run out of bullets. He's going to have to fall back, and because of that, Woot's been fed to the lambs. The problem is somebody still needs to get on that defusal. Now they are sticking it, but it has been denied. Time ticking away. Bavian the only one left, and Boo, well, I said 145. If you don't kill him, it's going to be painful. He lives to tell the tale.
Yeah, ends up being a really big part of this round in the late stage. So
I'm not smug at all. No, I'm kidding.
I'm inclined to agree with you there, Tom. That does suck. But for Benji, staying alive, still got that 1 death on the board, 11 kills, a 4-0 start. And for ULF, look, they can sit there and say, well, we made that one incredibly competitive. That could have been
Nice,
our
good
round.
job.
We had nothing going into it. It's more Heretics who will be disappointed with how close it ended up. But with that said, a timeout down on the
Yeah.
stage. As a tactical break is taken, ULF want a moment before this gets out of hand.
Nice.
What's that?
Unlike yesterday, this is the team that's losing taking the tactical pause, so that's good. Unlike yesterday, where it felt like we had some very weird pauses. But
7-1 up. Oh, let's take a moment. Let's take a breather.
yeah, but I'm glad that we're seeing these proactive pauses. Afronfire given an opportunity to sort of talk through with the team, someone with a lot of experience, and obviously on the other side of things, come back someone who had a rough first week. And I think this is one of those games where like it could potentially be the confidence booster. Unfortunately, at the moment, the only person whose confidence is being boosted is Benji's. He's 11-1 and come back yet to really get on the board. But he was very disjointed from the rest of the team in their game last week. This is where you can sort of just try and bring him into the pack a little bit more, feel things out a bit more, and hopefully see some of the sparks that he had on mates, where as I said, there were maps where he was dropping like 20+ kills and a half. So we know that the skill is there. Yeah. We've seen it on Pacific before that, but waiting to see it on Heretics.
Yeah, we've seen that ceiling, how high up it can go. 4-0 start for Heretics. Timeout for ULF as they look to course correct before this gets way out of hand. Demmer already going to deal with some utility. The cam thrown up close, but he hasn't called for backup just yet. ULF very patient, not over-rotating. We'll see how this works, though. The drone's gone down through mid for Heretics. The brakes have been pumped entirely, and as time goes on here, I think the only difficulty for ULF is that the only place they were looking for information was A. They've been denied that, and so now they're sat back with no intel of their own. A drone's going to be burned, but it finds nothing. And now they're going to have to gamble on a solution. Do they stick in the current positions and wait for the hit to come in? Or do they go for some aggression somewhere? And you can certainly see a lot of movement around mid and the double doors. But will they give the fights?
It seems like Demmer is at least wise to the fact that there could still be a player around this angle. You can see the gate crash for Woot, so he can put pressure in on one side and very quickly move to the other, selling the idea this is a fake. Look at the rotation being pulled from off. 3, 4, even the 5th coming in. Look, I've got a flank, we've locked them in. The C site, however, is completely open for business. As a nicely sold fake from Heretics, and unfortunately their opponents have fallen hook, line and sinker for what was a decent fake, but one that they almost had to gamble. As you said, they just didn't have the information.
Now, it's time to fight back in. So the Fabian with a lot to do here. He's managed to thread the needle around the back. Boost spam was good though, taking down another and thinning out the herd. That felt like a chance with Fabian's positions, with eyes dragged into the other choke point, but well, it's the same old story. It's Heretics 5-0, and that was the timeout from ULF going into their bye round. Now they don't quite have the credits to match up. I suppose they can still force it if they want to, but there's no sign of any slowing down on that attack side.
Yeah, it is quite funny that the second highest fragger in the server is Demmer.
Yes. He did start 3-1.
Currently 5-4, and that's just because, yeah, most of the kills are just going Benji's way. Comeback still hasn't really had anything to do.
We're going to have to ask him what his lucky charm is. He must have come in today, had a different cereal. I don't know what it is, but he looks locked in.
Oh, comeback. It's a 0-5. A completely different story for the young Turkish duelist. Neki. It's not a bad spot to have this gun.
Next. Here.
Problem is, who's going to be taking the space? Here is the Hunter's Fury to make things very awkward. There is no escape, but while they push up, there you go. Benji's now died. Someone else will have to step up. It looks like that might be Wu. Flash through, leaves Demmer so blind. He almost managed to get away with that one. And Aldous has found the trade. This is one of the better rounds we've seen from ULF so far. A chance to get one onto the board. But Woot and Rian still stand.
Yeah, that's very much the problem. Info to play with. Good snake bite. Rian's going to take a bit of damage, but most importantly, the drone is taken out of play, but it had already spotted Audaz, and so they know exactly where he is as Woot walks in his 3rd kill of the round. He swung out. He was down to 38 HP. He'd been tagged up, and no hesitation there. Right back in for the fight, and it really looks like Heretics playing this game like they're the better squad, but they still have that discipline in the early round. Just right there, Woot's starting to feel it.
This is the problem. Like, they're going to go into most series with not a lot of fear, but they're going to go into this series with none. And when you have Woot popping off, it is kind of just game over. This man was molded in the Turkish league, so going up against a team that has just risen from the Turkish league and has pieces missing from their normal squad, yeah, he's going to feel confident. 8-1, 6-0 for Heretics, and
Yeah, with comeback going 0-5 as well, which, you know.
he's warming up.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. A veritable
He just
inferno down
started
there.
very, very cold.
Started on the Kelvin scale.
He was on absolute 0, and he's just getting it. Now he's at like
Not even the
minus,
atoms removed.
minus a few thousand degrees, but he'll be warm in no time. Warm in no time.
Oh, let's
Somebody
see.
turn the heater on. Get him some
Here he
ham
comes.
on.
This is it.
Okay, maybe next round. It's all right, Woot's there with the trade. Fabian on another. They're still able to do damage with the pistols.
I know exactly.
Stick it around. Another one for Fabian. Maybe a chance to get a first round on the board, but he's getting revealed, and Benji Fishy still alive. And that has been an issue so far. Benji and Boot. Disadvantage in terms of personnel. Now Dema, full armor.
Spike planted.
Yeah, and the ult's probably coming.
Yeah, it's a shame the weapons that have been dropped are all towards a main, so miles away. Nice shot by Boo. That's the big danger dealt with. Paranoia locked and loaded. Well landed. And Benji Fishy's following up on it. Beautiful round from Boo there. Both of those kills essentially going to him, but it's Benji that has to pull this off in the end with Audas. 6 bullets left in that Stinger. He's running low on ammunition, but Benji only needs 1. He's unstoppable today. 16-2, 7-0. Where is the hope for Ulf?
I love the Boo because he knew the Neon ult was online, held the widest angle I've ever seen on the guy about to come around the corner because he knew the pace he was coming at.
Nice, Benji.
Boo gets a kill. Paranoia's from heaven. Brings him back in the route. Nice, Benji. Good job. All right, okay.
Hey, Benji
He
still
did win the 1v1.
and got
And he got 2 kills
yeah.
technically. Look, I was blind, but whatever.
he got most of the kills.
Nice Benji and Boo. That's what I would have said,
Okay.
but whatever.
I thought I was meant to be one of the Boo brothers, but clearly you're the you're the rep.
Rooting for the
Have
team.
you become his agent?
Both of them. Both of them. I get royalties now. Beautiful. I'm retiring.
7-0. That's it. The expectation was that this would happen. Especially, the only thing that's really surprised me so far today was that Ulf picked Haven. Like they say picking your poison normally when you have 2 bad options. They picked the worst option off rip. So they didn't have 2 vials of poison. There was 1 vial of poison and some not so poisonous vials, and they chose the most poisonous one to go first. And I don't know why.
Aggression. Look at this down short. Stern's walking up. He wants the info. A little further behind is Audas. They've waited. They're going to swing this together if they go all the way through. But Boo's seen the elbow already. One taken down, but Audas
Nice.
quick with the trades. He's doubled up. And now a real chance with Audas on the triple. This could be the round
30
where all
seconds left.
finally bounce back. Fabian
Last
won't fall
player
for the
standing.
decoy, but the
Oh.
shot is good on the back of the flash. Great utility from Woot. The criticism of his Yoru not warranted, at least here today, as Heretics find another round, 8 in a row. And Ulf still on the starting block.
They've had moments. That's the thing. You still see some of that individual brilliance. Audas in this round. They're even doing the strat of like, shoot at me, while running in with the Yoru, and he picks the guy behind. Like it's clear that individually he's at least showing up 9 and 8. He's overtaken Dema at the top of the board, but these are always the pauses that I feel like must be the most difficult for Afro on Fire. It's like, you know that this is not the team you plan to play with for the whole year, but I think he is just still trying to, okay, let's fix any of the emotional reactions. Let's try and look at what's happening in the round and what's going wrong, and let's build those protocols up for when we are ready. And hopefully try and get a few rounds here and there, because it does have to be massively demoralizing going up. But also, as well, I want to say, like, you play your first game
That's the
against Vitality, against the newly made super team that didn't have a top 4 finish, so they go into the first round. You go, okay, well, at least it can't get worse. And then you go right into a game against Team Heretics, and okay, sure, on paper, I think most people off the first couple of games will put Vitality higher, but also I feel like Heretics have the firepower that once they disrespect you, the game's over. They're going to take it a lot less seriously and just almost make it hard for this even to be like valuable practice because they're running at you and headshotting you. So it is one of those moments as a coach where you gotta go, okay, I think you've almost got to look at maybe the more emotional side of things.
100%.
You've got to try and get some of those players you know are talented, who he had worked with for a while before. Obviously, switching up teams for a bit. We'll see if it comes of anything.
The reality is you're not just up against Heretics, you're up against a wounded Heretics who underperformed on week 1, who had their heads held low.
Yeah.
There's no way they're coming in today with their foot off the gas. And for ULF, a squad who picked up 4 rounds in total in their opening BO3, it really has got to be demoralizing, like you say, to be in this position. But still plenty of game left to be played, as Fabian is showing us. Benji Fishy, the man who really has been the beating heart of Heretics' attack side here, he's been put to bed early. A valuable opening pick and nothing to show for it on that attacking side.
Yeah, a decent read as well. But out of the defense, they've got 3 players on this A site. Ready and waiting. Hunter's Fury, shot dart. Could do, I only really caught Whoop, but it's at least staggered the push a little bit. Demo at the back of the site. Some serious pressure they're about to come under. Quick kills coming up for Heretics once again. And they are being picked apart one by one. What as the only man actually on this site is teammate very, very far away. And what was looking like a round with some potential, fortunately looks like it's going to end the same way.
Yeah, I think this is the problem, though. Like, you just have Heretics grouping up in these disadvantages and then muscling a part of the site where they're finding those individual duels. The jump in, attempt it. Stern finds no one in the corner and a whole bunch of players on the other side. Woo! Comeback's on the board, yeah. Congratulations to him. Unfortunately, ULF aren't.
Felt a bit unnecessary, but, you know. Yeah, you know. I think they know that. But, yeah.
He's reckon after the timeout with the opening duel and then the 4 players that just ran into the site and destroyed.
You just got to look at his face. He's like, yes, I want the board. We're winning 9-0 and I have 1 kill.
Go.
Yeah, I mean, it is attack side. My brother's got to slide in. He's got to take those fights. A couple of times he took contact.
Yep,
and,
I feel like Benji's been taking contact more than him.
Yeah. It's very true.
Okay.
It's that Cypher kit set up for it, you know?
Yeah. And they buffed it recently, didn't they?
Was that a drone crew? It must have been. I see drones already being used.
Oh, counter. Brienne does it better.
That's how this game's been going, really. You fire one through, they fire it right back, and guess who ends up with the blood on their hands? It's Heretics. Come back with his second. He's doubling up. Beautiful. And like for ULF at this point, 3 versus 5. You said it's all about marketing those individuals for this squad, making a name for yourself. Well, Demer's the only man on this side of the map. He's got an AWP in his hand, big investment. See if he can make anything from it, and already Woot Down's a valuable pick.
Yeah, decent reposition, but they're posted up. He'd need to be very quick with the shot, and he actually gets out unscathed. I thought they would at least take damage if he didn't connect, but managed to get out of there. The TP actually warrants a full rotation back, but this now leaves Orders on that side of the map. He's had his moments, but with Overdrive running it down,
30 seconds
leading the pack. Needs to try and clear comeback. He'll get the chance in individual fight, and actually, he's going to spring to life. Orders again has given them a chance to at least deny that 13-0. Stop the chat from spamming. Boo's the only one that stands in their way. 15 seconds, surely. No time. TP across. He's going to find him from above. And should be able to get the plant in. For the flank coming. All he has to do is deny the plant. All he has to do is kill him before he gets it down. And while Demo will eventually get the job done. No 13-0 today. They've at least found 1.
Better late than never, I suppose, Tom.
Yeah.
9-3 still possible at this stage, but the most important thing being pulling yourself back from that position. I mean, Audas, the fact that he's had a couple good rounds so far, but the fact that he gets the TP towards that A site, the rotation comes in, he cancels the TP, sits back here, isolates every duel, plays it so well. The fact that he allows Comeback to get all the way deep into sight, because if he challenges him early, Comeback gets traded, probably, or at least the information is there, they can group up, they can take that fight, but instead he's in that perfect position to really disrupt the take, force those individual fights. Really nicely done. Pulls them to 1 round, like his name is Matter, and now we go to round 11. 2 left to play for. ULF need them both.
Early flash. Dema in position. Shot ready to take out comeback. Another opening fight going in the favor of the defensive side, but as you sort of mentioned, it's a lot of the time been the group ups, been those more direct hits that have been a struggle for them to deal with. The utility overload has just left them with not much to play with. And it seems like that's the direction Heretics are going again.
Well, it definitely was at the start of the round, right? We saw that flash thrown through with the attempt to take the op off the angle. Demer held his ground, got a pick as a result. Now, they make their way towards him yet again. They look for this challenge. The drone sent out the decoy, the gate crash, everything thrown towards us, but they know. They're waiting for that TP to be taken, and there it is. A freebie as Woot just goes in blind on as again, here to deliver, and although he'll go down, there's still enough players here, you would imagine. Boo on the side has this op to deal with, the info there to play with, but the shot lands eventually as Demer continues to claim kills. A second for ULF. And we talked about building confidence. We talked about the debut from this man being a bit underwhelming. Well, what a way to get back on the board.
Yeah, great round from him. That's it. Like, for him and Stern especially, like, these are the two players that pretty much know their fate already. They are going to be replaced when the other two come back into the roster. So this is all about having those moments of flair, those moments of brilliance, and that's exactly what Demer has had in this round. 12 and 8, not having a bad game, individually at least. See how much more they can get out of it.
Well, all we could really ask for is that they heat it up, right, in that first half. Even if the map was gone, you just want to see that bit of momentum, and it's certainly far from gone now. Heating up our ULF as Fabian finds a double of Demers there as well. We said they needed all of the remaining rounds, and now it looks like they may well have done it. That spike miles away, but Boo, he can steal it back for the 2 versus 4.
It seems like they're already going to try and re-aggress across the map, though. A push up from Neki. The same from Fabian. And well, realistically, the Heretics, they're going to want to get into a position to steal the spike and be on a site.
My porter broke.
At least that's what they'll do for the most part. But for now, actually, it just seems like Woot is going on a walkabout. He's seeing what he can find, maybe trying to get a kill or two. There's some space on the B site, but the second he goes in that direction, the turret will give the game away. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any more teleportation devices to get him in without being revealed.
Well, the spike has been stolen, but they have space everywhere else. So ULF instantly know where it is, and Fabian, he's on their tail. He might not get them both, but surely the work has been done. 12 seconds. Spike plant possible on backside here. Position's going to be so important for Woot with no control. He's a little wide. He's way too wide. In fact, a shutdown from Neki, and now ULF finding 3 rounds. We said they wanted to heat up, and they've done just that, simmering like a dodgy kettle down on that stage. Let's see if they can continue this streak of rounds after the break.
Alberto was looking for you, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, you better get that
Okay,
quick.
I'll go check.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
Tom Biz. You've had your fun. It's my turn.
Oh, it's time to see how this story ends here on Haven. 3 rounds for ULF, finding all 3 in the last 3 rounds. It has been a comeback, quite literally.
Yeah. Well, a man that at least brought them home one of the rounds is, of course, Dema. These are his stats from week 1, of course, but already having a much better showing in this one. Even if the scoreline is incredibly one-sided, he's currently 13-9. He's been putting up some stats.
And I think that's something we look at for players who are new down to that stage, new to the level, shaking off those nerves and seeing him have that performance uptick from the first series to this first half of the second is exactly what we want.
Against Durka.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Give him a break.
Durka Phoenix. Well, 9-3. Heretics, they let it slip at the end. And maybe they've given ULF away back into the game. Time to find out is the attack side now to be tested.
In curses?
Woo! Well, ULF are 0-5 when it comes to pistol rounds. It seems like someone might have put a curse on them, but this could be their chance to turn things right.
Yeah.
Stern in there for 2, but Benji, he delivered 3 in the pistol last time. He'll be shut down early, and Boo left to 20. This could be the first pistol for ULF. All they have to do now is find that plant, but they're isolated in individual duels, at least for the moment. That puts the pressure on Odd as a man who's delivered in the past. But Woot has put it down to a 1v1, and Neki swing out wide will lock it in for ULF. Their first pistol here in EMEA. And you can see, they know that it came at just the right time. They're still in the game.
Yeah, right now there's only one comeback I believe in on this server, and that's the ULF comeback. They're bringing it back. 4 rounds in a row. What's a 9-round streak to a 4-round streak? About 5 in difference, but we will see.
Thank you for that, Tom.
You got to start believing somewhere. Stern's now on the board. He's only 1 kill away from catching up with comeback, so...
And we all know how difficult it is to play the defensive Killjoy, so obviously thrives here on the attack.
Yeah, exactly. He can now, look, Benji Fishy, 16-2. What's he done on the defense? 1-1.
And there you go, folks. Stats don't lie.
They don't lie. That's what I said. Wait, what?
The assist didn't even come from... Well, obviously didn't come from the Marshals on the other side of the map. That was just the firing squad. All right.
Was it? I think,
Classic.
well, Benji has the bandit, so...
Oh, he does have the... Oh, sorry. I was looking at the smaller monitors. It was a little...
Did Dema have... If Dema had heavy shields, then he literally probably got hit for, like, almost the full amount, and then got hit. Oh. Okay, comeback. I'm starting to get a little bit worried. We didn't have to say about their second round stats, because normally that was a given, but it doesn't look like those are going to start off with a bang. Nice shot, darts, trades back. Fabian's doing well. Oh, they're bringing it back. Neki with another. It's now left on to Benji, and he's miles away. So what chance does he have? He's going to have to walk. By the time he gets there, he'll be exhausted. And, you know, both players are incredibly healthy on 49 HP.
Yeah, look at those shields as well.
Oh, dear.
Oh, yeah. You'll take a few tags of that bandit. Doesn't do much damage, thankfully.
Oh, dear.
Yeah,
nervous.
Oh, yeah, I like they've lined up, but they're now very, very low. And in the end, it will be ULF.
I wasn't even worried.
Look at it.
5 rounds in a row.
The margin's so
Comeback
thick.
Is on.
It's fair to say Heretics never stood a chance.
No.
Whew, well, that was a tough one. And you have to think about it this way, Tom. It's their first experience of winning the pistol and having that follow-up from the victorious side. So, you know, there were a little bit of nerves, but yes.
Yeah, that looks like nerves.
And actually, genuinely...
That's visualized nerves. Yes! I'm so nervous right now.
Well, that's relief, perhaps, yeah, right afterwards. I think for ULF down on that stage, though, what is exciting me is even when they got that first round on the board, when Denver got a 4K, it doesn't matter. Every moment, they're getting hyped. They're living every second down on that stage. And that has brought them, you know, back within punching distance of Heretics. An early fight for comeback has given the advantage away. Lots of weaknesses here for ULF as Demmer goes in. I thought he had a real opportunity there, but Woot was a little too quick.
Okay, 1 for 1, but in this much of a deficit, that's not going to help too much. Obviously, they are playing this as a bit of a harder bonus round, and you know what? They might just get themselves a free plant. There is nobody here. There's a trip currently on short, so we'll at least give them information if anybody goes in that direction.
Spike planted.
There's an opportunity here. We've not seen much from Stern. I'd love to see a Stern round. 2-11 right now, but getting into that post plant. Obviously, this is where the swarm of Heretics will look to take over.
The flood will wash away ULF on this A side. Unless there's a big performance from down below. Stern is going to be isolated, you would imagine, because Audaz was stunned, but he still got the kill up top. Stern!
One enemy remaining.
A triple from the man who struggled in that first half. The attack side Killjoy, Tom. We talked about it. That's what it's all about. With a Bulldog, too. What a sensational round from Stern. That's going to get your confidence right back into play.
When does this stop being a bit of a me? Because, like, at 9-0, them winning a few rounds is like, okay, cool. We're starting to see. We said at the beginning, if they get more than 8, then I'm nervous for Heretics going forward in the year. They're only 2 away from 8 now, and the Heretics are on an eco. We might have to start looking at ULF, and if they come back from 9-0, like obviously we saw an 11-round streak from Mates the other week, so probably wouldn't be the... Well, no, I think it would be the craziest thing. I think it would. If a team with 2 standings comes back from 9-0 down to beat Heretics, I think that's the craziest thing we've seen.
Pretty crazy. It is pretty crazy, especially with the debut Wolf had, especially with the start of it being 8-0. I
might also get called a biased caster because I've been cheering when Ulf win rounds.
Well, after seeing them get 4 in their opening again, I don't think that's unjustified. You never want to see people lose the game like that.
We love an underdog
No one likes
story.
a one-sided game. Oh, nice shot by Banshee. That's a dangerous start to this round. Ulf need this. They're up against pistols. They're up against marshals. It's a weak buy from Heretics to try to get back on that horse. And for Ulf, it's a necessary win.
Stack up. Dissipated. The spike has gone down over on the B side. So that at least gets the clock ticking. And up against those marshals, okay, you can use them as more of a no-scoping device. That might help you out a bit, but still not favoured. No ultimates at least. Neki won away, but he's also in the heart of the site. If he used the Hunter's Fury when he got it, he'd have to be mad. Nice shot. The trade back immediately. Neki, he's even found another. Bringing it back into a 3v3 scenario, and this is where it really does get tough because those snipers are still in hand. They're doing a little bit of tickle damage, but that's all the tickle they'll get. It's 7 now for Ulf. His climb back continues. They are now just 2 rounds behind. Mitch, what's going on?
Well, start to think about if Heretics don't have as dominant, I said 8-0, obviously 9-0 with the streak that we had. If they're not as dominant as that, if Ulf come in and win the pistol to start, this is a completely different game that we're looking at here. The reality is right now, you know, when we started out this comeback from Ulf, the energy that they were giving in every single moment, it made me excited, it made me happy. It's good to see, but now you're starting to really see the reward for that. These guys, they are close to pushing Heretics to the limit. This is their pick as well, somewhere that they're going to have a lot up their sleeve, and we're seeing it here. The attack side, night and day in terms of comfort. The scoreboard's looking a lot healthier now. And even Stern down the bottom, single-handedly got them one of the big rounds on the board to allow this streak to continue. Heretics, they're being suffocated out of a game that not only they had full control of, like this was indisputably theirs.
That's the thing. There's been a couple of icons in my life. One of them told me belief is everything, and another one told me don't stop believing. Two very similarly iconic people said those phrases, and I'll be honest, Ulf never looked like they stopped believing, and now smiles across the board. They've just got to check in with their coach again, because they used both pauses in the first, 8 rounds? But thankfully, Neil Zenio has given them another one, and I don't know, I feel like it might have just come down to, okay, guys, time to buck your ideas up. This is a game that was 9-0, it was done. I didn't feel the need to take a pause, but it's starting to slip away.
I think Benji was 16-2, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Like, everything has slowed down for Heretics.
Well, yeah, I think Woot was, what, 9-1?
Well, here we are. Ulf with a big resurgence, and Heretics seemingly looking to get right back into play. Hunter's Fury, though, thrown through. Disruptive and tags are being found. Woot, caught in the open, will be dropped. But the numbers stay in favor of Heretics. His comeback fires himself into that backside. Good damage already. Turns to help his buddy with a fight, and he's picking everything up. Comeback with the 4K, the 4K. And it's a sliver of health on Benji and himself that carries Heretics to double digits.
Do you reckon they were saving him for when they needed him? That was all the pause was Neil took the pause and he goes, now. I don't think so. I don't think comeback.
No, I think you're right onto it there.
But he's now, yeah, he has, I hate it. He's had a little bit of a resurgence, because I don't want to use the other word.
Nice!
9 to 14. 10-7. The streak of 7 rounds in a row for ULF has been broken. And unfortunately, with how close some of these rounds were, the economy is on the brink for ULF. Now they win this round, and Heretics are in the same sort of trouble. And Dem has actually invested into that attack side operator, so clearly feeling like there's a man or somebody pushing that needs to be countered. But now, though, he's just locked in over on the A side of the map.
Portal closed.
Very slow round from ULF. There will be a burst of aggression in a moment, if not from them, from Woot. He sent the decoy through, a flash as well, and all that utility's not got it all too much.
You should run.
The lockdown comes into play. Benji in that deep, long position gets a lot of value now. Hunter's Fury going to be sent through. This is their moment to strike. Boo is waiting. Will be caught off in the end, although the lockdown's destroyed. They have no control left on this defensive side over B. The plant is as easy as can be.
And they really love this B site. They were almost caught. Comeback now posted on the angle. Badzer managed to connect the shot, and he's getting swung on. His stuns have helped. The lurk of Stern finds nothing. Gives the defenders back an advantage as they look to circle in on the remaining attack players. Although saying that, Neki has managed to find himself some space. Demo whiffs as well. These operator shots are just firing. It seems, and Fabian turns around at the wrong moment. It's another Benji fishy multi-frag. Only Neki left in the corner, and he can do nothing versus Benji. It looks like he took a moment or two to cool off, but he's right back to winning ways.
Oh, 11 on the board. They certainly let ULF catch up. Now, this is a moment where if you're on that attack side, you're begging for another timeout, for that moment to steady the ship. But alas, they've already used both. That 8-0 start from Heretics drained them of all opportunity. So they've got to keep this going as the pistols come out and Heretics move towards 12. Is there an idea here on the attack side? How do you get the best out of this round? Well, take a look at what they've got to work with. A lot of weak weapons, but some shields, and most importantly, that Viper's Pit on Fabian. He has the chance to get that down. Maybe these weaker weapons can stand a better chance, but losing to Mur right away, not going to help. At least the op is pushed back, but now it's set up for another strike.
Okay. Not the ideal range. Still going to be able to trade at least one back. Fabian is the main point of contact here, with him having the... Yeah, I was about to say, don't forget the spike, lads. Him having the Viper's Pit.
Oh,
no! He was trying to find the gun, I believe, and that's about as cursed as it gets. They will now retrieve a spike, but at a cost that really is second to none. Come back. Already spotting out that little bit of extra information. Timmy the Turret being sacrificed.
I like that from Comeback. He steps in, lets the turret activate, see there's no one there, and comes back through, hoping that they will have already stepped up, but they were very patient. They knew what he was up to. He's inside the smoke now. I'm going to assume there's a shorty in play. Nope, he's walked through the smoke with his op scoped in. Of course he has. So 12-7 we go for Team Heretics. 5 chances to close this out, and well, ULF, they came in with a shockingly poor start, but the resurgence they've had...
I believed for a moment.
It really got me.
Yeah.
It really got me. They had me in the second half, not going to lie, but, well, Heretics have come through the final out.
They had me in the first half of the second half.
Yes, and kind of, I suppose, the last quarter of the first half.
Yeah.
Other than that, though, it's a
It's all right. We'll get back to Mini for the numbers in just a moment. Come back. Oh, hello. Now they've seen him. Oh! Those are the shots we're used to seeing. Unfortunately, it seems like they've woken him up, and, well, that didn't go quite as well. Woo, also taking a hell of a lot of damage. They managed to maybe do more than they would probably realize.
Oh, I like the rotate.
It looks like they're still potentially going to go back in the same direction, just switching things up to maybe claim some mid-control. They've loved a B-site hit as well, so I wouldn't be overly surprised if they go there eventually.
Or even put the pit up there just as a distraction, whether you want to take it or not, especially because Fabian's 41 HP.
There is a trip that he needs to break first.
Yeah, that's an easy break. But okay, no pit, no distraction. Instead, they'll move towards Garage, but the double push-ups coming in right now. Banshee's here. Hat comes off his head, but he's got backup from Rienz, thankfully. There goes the spike. Fabian trapped in that corner. He will at least survive a moment longer, but then Benji finishes it off. 13-7. You set the bar at 8, Tom, and it looks like they've exceeded it. Heretics
Just about.
stopping them right at the finish line for Tom.